Welcome to Southern England Radio. Today we have three top stories and the news, all from the southern part of England.
Today's first guest is Herman, and he is going to talk about the geography and the climate in southern England.
England is the part of the United Kingdom along with Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland. It is situated to the west of Eurasia and has an extensive coastline, such as positioning is responsible for its fairly complex climate, which demonstrates the meeting of the dry continental air and the moist maritime air. This creates rather large differences in temperature range and also leads to the occurrence of several seasons over the course of one day. The parts of England closest to the Atlantic Ocean experience the mildest temperature, although these are also the wettest and experience the most wind. The areas in the east, on the other hand, are drier and less windy, but also display cooler temperatures. England is warmer and sunnier than any of the other countries making up the United Kingdom. The month with the most sunshine is July, which is also England's driest month. In northwest England, it is very much mountains, and they are pretty much higher than in the southeast.
Our second guest today is Adam, and he is going to talk about culture and society in the southern part of England.
I am going to be talking about the culture in southern England. You could say that most of the culture in southern England revolves mostly around London, and the culture of London concerns the arts, music, museums, festivals, and other entertainment in London, the capital of the United Kingdom. London is widely believed to be the culture capital of the world, although this title is disputed with a number of other cities internationally. The city is particularly renowned for its theatre quarter, and its West End Theatre district has given it the name to West End Theatre. The strand of mainstream professional theatres staged in the large theatres in London. London is also home to notable cultural attractions such as the British Museum, the Tate Galleries, the National Gallery, the Notting Hill Carnival and the O2. A variety of landmarks and objects are cultural icons associated with London, such as the Big Ben, Buckingham Palace and the Tube Map. Many other British cultural icons are strongly associated with London in the minds of visiting tourists, including the red telephone box, the Roadmaster's bus, the black taxi and the Union flag. The city is home to many nationalities, and the diversity of cultures have shaped the city's culture over time. An interesting fact about London is that a third of all the UK's archives are in London, including the National Archives, which dates back to the 11th century and preserves William the Conqueror's Doomsday Survey. Some of the inspiration that London has given, you could say the most notable is Mumbai, whose infrastructure and transport system is modeled on London's. The London Society was founded in 1912 as a membership organization to encourage public interests and participation in the planning of London. The Society's foundation was thus contemporary with the birth of town planning as a formal profession. The first chairman was the eminent architect Sir Aston Webb, and early committee members included architects Barefoot Pite, Raffles Davison, Edwin Lutyens, and Reginald Bloomfield. The town planner Raymond Unwin, the artist Frank Brangwyn, and the publisher J.M. Dent. Its founders envisioned a combination of a civic amenity society, a preservation lobby, and an urban think tank. For example, the society took an early interest, maintained to this day, in transport matters. As the planning regime developed, the society took on its current role as the authoritative commentator on significant planning applications in central London. In short, the culture and society in England the South revolves mostly around London, as one could imagine. This, of course, is not odd at all, since London is in fact the capital of England. It's bound to receive a lot of attention, especially when it comes to culture, because of all the tourists. Or, you could say, society. In addition, since it is in fact the capital of England, you would expect a great deal of diversities in both culture and society.
Now over to Aaron with the news. The British gas company Centrica says the average residential gas consumption is 21% lower in the first 10 months of 2014 than in the entire previous year. Centrica has issued profit warnings and blames a range of factors, including warm weather, which reduced sales of gas and electricity in the UK, and problems with nuclear power stations. The TS Royalist brig will sail into Portsmouth for the final time on Tuesday for a farewell ceremony. More than 30,000 cadets have sailed with Marine Society and Sea Cadets flagship since it was built in 1971. Its replacement, a 4.8 million 105-foot brig, is being built in Spain and is due to be delivered in March. Hundreds of sea cadets will gather at Petrol Pier in Godsport to say farewell to the outgoing ship. TS Royalist was commissioned by the Princess Royal and built by the Grooves and Guthridge. The chemical giant Enos is announcing plans to invest up to $1 billion in shale gas exploration and production in the UK. Enos plans to use the new gas as raw material for its chemical plants. A British company builds a 3D printable robotic hand. The company has combined 3D printing and 3D scanning to make the hand. This 3D printed prosthetics is cheaper than normal prosthetics. The development is significant because it means that sophisticated prosthetics hands could start to become affordable. Around £2,200, the ones currently available. Do not use such relatively cheap techniques, cost anything from £10,000 to £70,000. A fifth of the callers to the Devon and Cornwall Police 101 service are having to wait more than 20 minutes to get through. A report has found that this led to thousands of callers hanging up because of the wait time. The 101 number is used to report offences such as vandalism and drug dealing. Our last topic is the history of Stonehenge with Akon.
The history of England stretches as far back as 500,000 years ago when the first people started to settle down there. And since then, many things have occurred. From Julius Caesar took over 1/3 of the country with his Roman army, to the 100-Year War between France, and to the Second World War, where almost all of London was destroyed in bomb attacks by the Germans. England is full of history, but I will only focus on one specific event, the Stonehenge. The Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument which was built for over 5,000 years ago. It is located in Wiltshire and is considered to be the most important monument in all of England due to its long age. Today, the Stonehenge is only the remains of what used to be a ring of standing stones, and is believed to look like this when it was complete. Today, people all over the world come to see it, and not at least try to understand why it was built. Many theories have been raised, but no one truly knows to this day why they actually built it. Another question many geologists actually wonders about is how they really made the Stonehenge, because each stone weighs over 4 tons, and to think that they actually managed to raise a stone only by using raw power that weighed 4 tons is extraordinary to think about. The Stonehenge is one of the world's greatest wonders and will continue to be so in the future.
Thanks, that's all for today. Make sure to check back for our next show.